In this lesson, we will talk about the relationship between the characters. And for that, I'm going to show you something I call character systems. In my opinion, while it's possible another author could have come up with a similar conclusion, I feel compelled to share that the ideas presented here are the result of my personal reflections over time without any direct guidance from others. As I delved into crafting my own creations, I came to understand the critical role these systems play. And I realized it was something I could extract and theorize to share with others. The great benefit I find in these character systems is that they serve as an excellent tool for achieving economy. Often we have to manage complex narratives, and these systems help streamline the process efficiently. Exploring a broad spectrum of characters where many fulfill identical roles, we'll view them through the lens of forces. This perspective reveals how their individual energies intertwine and impact one another within these systems. To differentiate these characters clearly, we assign each a unique letter. They will be A, B, C, and so on. I will demonstrate systems that consist of either 2, 3, 4, or 5 characters. We'll begin with a 2-character setup where each element has an opposing counterpart. It's crucial in this model to include arrows indicating mutual interaction. One arrow points from A to B and another from B back to A. It is crucial to have 2 separate arrows as the relationships might not align. In such systems, we encounter 3 kinds of connections: positive, negative, and those without any particular direction or impact. The positive can be friendship or admiration. Negative, hatred, resentment, distrust. And the neutral can be applied to characters who are making a business exchange or have just met and have not yet defined their charges. It's crucial now to view these figures in the system purely as characters. This perspective is essential for understanding their roles. It is true that we can have a story where one of these figures is a location, such as in a haunted house tale where the house seeks to drive out the new family. In this scenario, the house is undeniably part of the system, acting as a character with its own motives and influence. Or if we have an object highly valued by several characters, that object could be illustrated in the system. In this course, I aim to emphasize the speaking characters. I will consider each figure within this system as a character, whether they are fantastic, human, animal, or even an object, as long as they can communicate with others. This approach allows us to explore the dynamics of interaction and narrative. Delta. I also want to point out that we may have absent characters. That is, even in a system with 4 characters, it often occurs that only 2 are prominent in our conversations, while the rest remain silent throughout. However, their absence does not diminish their significance to the narrative as a whole. Thus, the next 2-character system we will see is when they start from the same place in opposite directions. A drawing like this raises several questions for us. No, where do they start? Where is A going? Where is B going? And why not go together? In The Parent Trap, an illustrative example of such a system is showcased. Initially, viewers learn that twins have been raised apart by different parents. Later, the girls reunite at summer camp, swapping identities and thereby re-entering their former family dynamics, highlighting the theme. The next method involves random encounters. This approach raises queries regarding how such individuals come together. What kind of interaction develops between them at this moment? And the outcome once their brief connection ends. A story told under this system is Before Sunrise. There, the 2 characters meet on a train and decide to spend the afternoon and night in Vienna due to a random crossing. Or we can also find it at the beginning of Greece, just like when Andy and Sandy meet on the beach. Later in this story, the system evolves, and I relate more to the subsequent drawing. 2 characters meet. This system, as depicted, changes, reflecting the dynamics of their encounter and the impact it has on their relationship moving forward. Gives me the feeling that these characters knew each other previously and meet in a place. This Vaseline example illustrates how a story system can evolve as it progresses, showing the dynamic nature of storytelling development. The subsequent system involves one character tracing another's path. We might ponder why A is trailing B. Are they pursuing one another, leaving hints, or perhaps engaging in a deeper connection? And crucially, what unfolds when these characters finally meet? A story that exemplifies the system is Catch Me If You Can. In this film, we witness an ongoing chase, highlighting the dynamic interplay between characters as they navigate their intertwined destinies. Of Tom Hanks after Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Let's proceed to systems involving 3 characters. The initial system mirrors the one-on-one dynamic seen with 2 characters, where one opposes the other. Here, we have 3 characters in a constant struggle against each other. This system is among my favorites, and I have multiple works where I explore this dynamic thoroughly. The minimum needed to initiate faction creation is 3 characters. 2 can form an alliance against the third. A prime example of this system is in the play Betrayal, which I referenced in my influences. This narrative revolves around a love triangle, illustrating the complex dynamics and shifting allegiances that can arise. Robert and Emma are married, but Emma is also involved with Jerry, Robert's best friend. The play reveals how Emma manages her dual life and the complexities that arise from this love triangle, highlighting the intricate dynamics between the three characters. Emma's double life unfolds throughout the play. In the subsequent scenario, we observe two characters in pursuit. Character A is chasing B, while B is in pursuit of C. In such a depiction, one might wonder about their motives. Is it a matter of law enforcement or perhaps a romantic entanglement? A prime example of this system is the film My Best Friend's Wedding. The system is so evident in the movie that there's a scene where this chase unfolds exactly as described, illustrating the concept perfectly. Julia Roberts' character follows her best friend, and the best friend follows Cameron Diaz's character. The next system involves two characters pursuing one. Here, it's evident that the pursuing characters have no direct relationship with each other, but they long for or chase the same thing. To illustrate this system, I'll shift from films and plays to a novel example. In Empty Houses by Brenda Navarro, two women are connected. This novel showcases how their lives intertwine, revealing the complex dynamics and emotions that bind them together, because they share the same desire for the same character. The subsequent illustration focuses on territory. Here, we see three individuals within the same territorial space. By territory, I refer to a setting where these characters might share either a professional sphere or physical location, yet maintain independence from one another. But it is that territory that a good example is found in The Hours. In this story, three women exist in different times and spaces, yet they are connected through a shared series of ideas, creating a unique bond among them. Continuing with the theme of territory, we encounter another scenario where two characters find themselves in a territory governed by a third party, adding complexity. A prime example is the movie room, where a mother and her child are literally confined in a very small room, highlighting the intense emotional and physical constraints. These types of drawings can give us a lot of play if we vary the number of characters inside the territory and the number of characters controlling it. Let's explore 4 character systems. With 4 characters, we can have scenarios where all oppose one or one opposes all. Additionally, variations in linear dynamics are possible, offering diverse interactions and complexities within these systems, with which we can play to see where the arrows go and which relationships are reciprocated and which are not. With a system based on the premise that all characters begin at the same point, having 4 characters allows for numerous variations. We could also experiment by keeping one character stationary while the others move away from it, creating interesting dynamics and scenarios. When we reach the 5-character system, all against all, something curious happens. When I made this drawing, I discovered that I could actually decompose this pentagon into different triangles, and I decided that from 5, the systems would be composite, losing the modular nature seen with 1 to 4 characters. Instead, we would encounter more intricate compositions, relying on systems with fewer characters. This shift would lead to a new complexity in the interactions and dynamics within the system. This text illustrates a composite system where various characters are interconnected in diverse manners. Such complex character relationships can be observed in lengthy narratives featuring numerous individuals, such as epic novels or multi-season television dramas. These systems, which I've demonstrated, are far from the sole options available. By altering arrow directions or positioning characters asymmetrically, alternative dynamics can be established. What truly matters is their utility in enhancing narrative flow while maintaining a streamlined approach to character development and interaction. As I mentioned, in story design, sometimes we have a main character and provide her with 3 distinct allies. This approach enriches the narrative's depth. Her cousin, her best friend, and her sister often serve similar roles in the narrative, allowing for potential consolidation into one complex character without losing depth. Interpretation of these systems isn't straightforward. Each example offers unique insights. If you consider any of the provided instances I gave you is actually another drawing, I think both versions can be correct. The important thing is that they help you tell your story. All these examples of character systems and some more will be left for you in a catalog in additional resources. This way, you can explore them and experiment with different possibilities. In the upcoming lesson, I'll specify the system I'll employ to narrate my story and begin forming assumptions based on that framework.